Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of the Toulouse 7. This one a part of Pool B. It will be Argentina versus Great Britain. Now, both of these sides have already had 2 victories so far in this Sevens competition. So both of them are through to the quarterfinals. It's just more of that question of who will be number 1 and who will be number 2. Looking through at this Argentine side, it will be Jermaine Schultz, Luciano Gonzalez, also Agustin Fraha, Gaston Ravol, Marcos Maneta, the young superstar, Rodrigo Izgro, and Tobias Wade, the last man there for Los Pumas. Then for GB, it will be Ross McCann, Jamie Farndale, Paddy Kelly, Freddie Roddick, Nathan Greenwood, Harry Williams, and Matt Davison, last man in the starting side. But both of these sides have been playing pretty well. They have both got wins over Spain and Germany. Spain probably a little bit unlucky to miss out with how well they played up against Los Pumas. In that game, 21 points to 19, but it just shows that every point can be crucial, and that is what these two sides will find out very soon. GB have actually had a pretty good run as of late. Same can be said about Los Pumas, though, ever since getting that win in Hamilton up against the Kiwis and in the gold medal. They are certainly fired up already in that automatic Olympic qualification position in their first win over Germany, 29 points to 7. It looks like a beautiful afternoon in Toulouse. Next leg, I believe, is going to be Los Angeles. No, we've already done LA, haven't we? I think the next leg is actually London Sevens for the final one. Also, Vamos Pumas from Nate a little bit ago. These two sides have plenty of potential to go out there and play a good game of rugby. It will be GB who will be kicking off in the form of Freddie Roddick to get us underway for one of the last first round games of today, if that makes sense. Third game for these sides. They will be playing in a quarterfinal a little bit later on tonight, New Zealand time, and we will be covering one of the quarterfinals on the channel. The rest do overlap with rugby union, but all throughout the semis and the finals, we will be covering them on the channel tomorrow night. Freddie Roddick kicks it off, and we are now underway. GB kickoff, not quite taken easily by Rodrigo Izgro, but it does sit up enough for him to be able to regather. Tackle well now, back across Jermaine Schultz. Gaston Ravol goes off to Luciano Gonzalez, tackled by Greenwood. Now Ravol again, certainly the experienced head in this Argentine side. And then you got someone on his outside like a Marcos Maneta. Gave it on the outside to Fraha. Did end up knocking that ball on, but instead it actually becomes a penalty in favour of GB, who do take the quick tap. Now Roddick goes across to Greenwood. Thought about the pass. Just hanging on to it for now, though. Not looking to use it on that outside. A nice step around this side. Quick hands from Kelly. Another step. Looked like it might have been forward. Yes, it is called. And we'll go back for the scrum here again. But these two sides evenly match normally when they do go head-to-head, which is why it is such an entertaining fixture anytime it does take place. Now, Great Britain, they find themselves in 10th in the overall men's standings, which does mean automatic Olympic qualification seems a long way away for this GB side. But they still have a chance at the end of the day. If they start winning their head-to-head games, I believe that would help them get boosted up just that little bit more. Gaston Ravol to feed the ball in for Argentina. Using it quickly, going off to the side here. Nice step from the Argentine number 2, driven down in the tackle. Ball's available. Fraha goes off to Ravol. Now Izgro has got Marcos Maneta with him, who does step back on the inside, fires it across to Gaston Ravol, who's a little bit trapped at the moment. This GB defence looking very strong, not allowing those gaps to open up for the line break. Now Izgro tries to straighten with the run. 30 metres out from the line. Maneta going back across now again to Fraha. They've got numbers on the outside if needed. Doesn't find the offload away to Jermaine Schultz, and that will be the advantage for not rolling away. Maneta goes through, though, and the first try of the match goes the way of Argentina. And it is none other than Marcos Maneta. Scores already his 3rd try in Toulouse. Plenty more coming for that man in the near future. Just so explosive in the acceleration department. They already had the advantage, so he knew that he could throw everything at the line. Comes off successful. 7-0 now for Argentina after that successful kick. Looking through at the benches, though, someone like a Will Homer, he always puts in 110%. Kalen Barreto, Sofalauren. They've got some good players here, GB, that they will be able to use late in the contest. But Argentina, someone like Santiago Alvarez of Verefeld, who I thought I actually saw on the field here before, number 2. So I'm not sure whether or not that was a last-minute change that they decided to make. They are just showing the all-time try scorers, Luciano Gonzalez, sitting there on 113, still continuing to add plenty more to his repertoire. The ball is loose. Jermaine Schultz takes it nicely, going off to the left-hand side. Now Luciano Gonzalez trying the step. Trying to break through, but not quite able to do so. Greenwood takes him down. Who are we going with, Amy? I think Argentina have got a good crack in this game. Not just because they scored the first try, but just because the way that they've been able to manage the ball in hand. They've had a lot of position, not allowing GB back into it, although they are still trying. Ross McCann in the breakdown there, not quite able to get the turnover. Now another step here from Augustin Fraha, dragged down there by Matt Davison. Gaston Ravol goes round the referee and almost through. Freddie Roddick makes a good one-on-one tackle on him. Luciano Gonzalez with some good stepping and the leg drive as well. He's over. He's just a powerhouse. And he gets another try there, Luciano Gonzalez, for the Argentines. His third try in Toulouse. At the moment, it's a race between him and Marcos Mineta. With them making their way through to the quarterfinals, perhaps still plenty of games left for the Argentines to try and bring up those 5 tries apiece. The next game that we are covering, it is South Africa versus USA. That is just around the corner. And then the game after that, it will be between Fiji and also the French. So that's an important game. If Fiji lose that game, I believe they miss out on the next stage. And that would mean that Samoa and Fiji both out of the top 8. Nice. Says the snooze there as well. But yeah, now 14-0 in favor of Argentina. Gonzalez brings up his 114th try. It'll take a wee while to catch up with him, that is for sure. Now Revol kicks a high, 2 minutes remaining in the half now. Gone relatively long. Freddie Roddick does well to clean that one up when he did have Jermaine Schultz jumping through the air at him as well. Now nice attacking run, ball a bit loose out on the wing. Well handled there by Kelly to be able to keep that ball in the field of play. Counter ruck there from Argentina, which does mean they have to release, and he does not. So the penalty does go the way of Los Pumas. Jeremy Bridas says, Marco, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Question, Johnny. Which games of the night are you going to be keeping an eye on? In terms of, I assume maybe you'll watch some more Sevens, but the URC, are you going to be watching Stormers versus Connacht and Leinster versus Munster, or will you be heading to bed some stage in the near future? One's going to be kicked in a Dutch. Awesome. Maybe we can get your AB's 15 or your AB 15 whole while it's nice and quiet, says this news. It's a tricky one, isn't it, for the ABs, because so many injuries have occurred. So, like, Severis probably would have been my right winger had he not been injured. But I don't know. We might actually have a video coming up soon, this news. Maybe straight after Super Rugby, we pick our AB's 15 that we would go with just because we'll know who's still available. But I know that I'd have quite a few changes from what they did have in last year's ones, or the earlier, November internationals it was. Marco Vanapolo with the hands there from the snooze. Another try for Marcos Mineta. That is now going to be his 4th that he has scored. That family is looking very disappointed. But then when Marcos Mineta scored, they were just that little bit more happy. The moment, Team GB not looking too flash in this contest, and we'll look out for that. Says the snooze in there as well. Yeah, I assume, fingers crossed, we're not going to have too many more injuries for the ABs, but knowing how it's going, I mean, we saw Joe Moody have that ankle injury today, so he's another guy who could be out for that World Cup. Ethan Blackett on the sideline at the moment. I don't think that's injury-based that I know of. But yeah, it wouldn't be good. And Nami Bro will be heading to bed soon. I love to watch, but too late for me. My family is priority. Need the sleep to be fully be there. But my kids know what I say. I know what you're saying, Johnny. Nice step there. So if your youngster needs more tackling practice, you have to be wide awake for that. Knock around the bootlaces. That's the way to do it. Round the bootlaces, head on the right side. That's the main thing. It's going to be a knock on there from Great Britain. So that will be halftime now in this contest. 21 points to 0 in favour of Los Pumas. So a pretty one-sided affair so far from these two sides. Great Britain, I don't think they got out of their own half. No, I don't think they did. I don't think there was a single time that they were able to get into the Argentine half, other than maybe kickoff per se. Also, we have got there. I hate it because I really don't know the URC. Like, I have no idea apart from the internationals. But club level, I don't know, says Marco. Although it does always make it very tricky because of the time zone. Like, for me, it's all right because normally if I work on Monday, I get to start late type thing. Just because I work with my dad. So he's like, yeah, you can sleep in a little bit, but I'll just have you come in for like the afternoon session type thing. Whereas but like yourself, you're probably up Monday morning, 8 a.m., 7 a.m., ready to go. Yeah, it takes a lot of weird sleep patterns to be able to watch URC games and Gallagher Premiership and the Sevens. Like this is running right through to 7 a.m., I believe, but we'll only be able to cover the game at about 4 a.m., I think. And all I know is Leinster are mean, wicked. I've never watched any URC, to be honest. I've watched one Prem game. I never watched France, seen only New Zealand rugby. And big night, all right, Hamish. The URC and Premiership rugby semi-finals plus sevens. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of covering a game, but keeping you guys updated on what's happening in another game. Damn, New Zealand just won over Uruguay, 14 points to 12. Yeah, Uruguay, a great side. And they got very lucky, the Kiwis, in 21-0, bloody hell. The affliction, yeah, not exactly what they were after, the affliction. But is a positive, I guess. Well, there is actually. They're going to be through to the quarterfinals anyway. So it's good news. Fiji versus France taking place in 34 minutes' time. But currently in this game, Argentina sitting 21-0 up. That guy is crowd surfing. That is a very brave move to do. And just not interested in URC lads. Maybe I need to study more instead of the beers, says the snooze. Although I would recommend if you are looking for a late night game to watch, Marcos Moneta kicks it in behind, looking for his hat-trick. He's got it. He's got the fifth try in Toulouse. I said that he may not have to wait long, and that was only about maybe 4 minutes till he got it. But yeah, if you're looking for a URC game to enjoy, I would say Leinster versus Munster tonight should be a very good game. And yeah, hopefully it's decent. We'll go like this. There we go. Daniel's up at a late hour. Bulgaria versus Cyprus is live on YouTube now, folks. Yes, live rugby. Neither was the Irish match on yet. The Ireland up again. Oh, that's gone away to the side. Ireland, I believe they have played their 3 games. I think they walked away with 3 wins in the end. They were able to beat Japan by a massive margin. On your snooze, mate. Everybody loves a good beer. I hope your old man takes you for a few on Friday, Arvo, Hamish, bro. All the tradies are at the pub. Says Marco, there's not really much of a pub scene here in the small town that we live in. Like, Friday afternoon would consist of probably finishing slightly early, maybe like at 4, then coming home. We were going fishing for a bit. We have to get back into the fishing, although the fishing season, other than in the sea, is finished now. Argentina looking to get themselves another one. Hook, line, and sinker. The pass off to Santiago Verafeld. And it's another try. And also now I got to finish the beers, Hamish. So I got to skip Mother's Day until night, says the snooze. And also old cliche, put knives or puts butter knife on Hobbs, who's next, says Nuzzy. And are they in the final? They have made their way through, yes. So Ireland and Australia of that group go through, and Samoa miss out. It's great giving these small rugby minions. Shit, says a mumbo jumbo. All right, you'll go like this. I'm just looking at the odds of the next 2 games. Fiji almost are coming in as underdogs because of how they've been playing so far throughout the sevens. Slap back there. Argentina now, that's going to be, I thought the knee was down. The ball has come free though, so now Verafeld with another step. It's going to be Graziano. Now charging forward, Williams after him. He's not the biggest man in the world. How tall is this Williams bloke? Is he Welsh? He's got to be Welsh, doesn't he? He's not even in there. Oh, there he is, Harry Williams. I'm curious to know how big Harry Williams is, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to Google it. Google search for Harry Williams. How tall is the boy? He is. Oh, he's not that much shorter than me. It's actually a close game, Bulgaria on the fight back. When I win the lotto, I'll buy a bar for all the boys' or father's brother. Oh, hard low kick from Makos Maneta. I thought it was anyway. I'm not sure if he was the kick taker there. And what time is the concert match? I assume that's Connacht. They are going to be playing at 2 a.m. And you're a great commentator, Hamish. You'll be on Sky one day. Don't forget us, says Nazi Williams. Although the only problem with doing the commentary on Sky and whatnot is I don't get the chat. And I feel like the whole reason that I do the commentary is because I get to talk to you guys as well throughout the matches. So I feel like it's kind of taking away a big part of why we enjoy doing it so much, if that makes sense. And that stereotyping saying all short Williams are Welsh, says Flesh, and turns out he actually is, though. He is Welsh. He plays for the Scarlets. So I absolutely nailed the stereotype there, Flesh. How many games, man? There's Nazi Williams. So we've got 2 URC games and also 2 more Sevens games to do today, I believe, and also maybe 1 more later on. Nice pass on the outside. Another try. Romain Schultz scores it. And Argentina now 38 points to nil. Tell you what, they're not, in fact, sorry, 43 points to nil. They're going even further up. Also, it's not the Connacht match. It's the Stormers match, says Grant. I have to have waitresses in bikinis or lingerie, my bro, says Nate. Yeah, Grant, I promised you a Stormers versus Connacht game with me mum. I think George is actually keen on filming a Stormers versus whoever wins Leinster-Munster one if they go through. Would that be acceptable, or should we get the mumsy in there as well? We could have a mum video just before she goes to Fiji so that we can have her there when she's away. You've been reading the chat since the beginning, but when it's on, it's on. Solid commentary, brother. And yes, go the Seven, says the snooze. Because that's the thing. I feel like missing messages in the chat, like, my brain just can't do it, if that makes sense. Like, the only reason I miss a message is because it's gone that quick that I have genuinely not seen it. But I feel like if you guys are going through the effort of putting comments in, like, the least I can do is go through the effort of reading it and then, dissecting it, I guess. This guy even can pronounce Argentine names, says Nazi Williams. Having alcohol in bikinis. Or in bikinis, says Nate. Also, green room for the VIP. Now we have to get the mumsy video in there. I think so. Even though she won't know who any of the Stormers players are, will be quite a bit of fun. We gotta play as the Stormers, Grant, or play against them. What one would you prefer? Grant Swartz's Stormers radar. Yep. That's it. Marco says, and Nate nicely passed across there for Argentina. 50 seconds remaining, and they are still creeping closer and closer to that 50 points. So Romain Schultz, ball on the outside. Palandini, short ball now. Tries to get back up to his feet. 22 meters out now for Argentina. Going off to the left-hand side. A little bit of a rough pass there. Having to clean it up awkwardly, but does manage to do it very nicely. Now passing out wide. It is going to be Raziano. Taken down nicely. Going short side here. Alvarez running out of space. 10 meters out. Players the Stormers. Okay. Would you unsubscribe if we lost the game, Grant, or are we all good? Nice wide pass. Argentina, it's going to be a walk-in for Romain Schultz. And it is another try for Los Pumas. Also goes 7 is equal to TAB and race Hamish. You communicate the vision real good, says the snooze. And also invite Flesh and Grant, gentlemen, says Nate. And also we have got Nazi Williams. He's been practicing his drawings. That's kind of what people used to do on the calculators at school, wasn't it? You wrote boobies, you felt like a rebel. I was out there writing hello upside down, and I thought I was pretty cool. That one has gone over. That will be a 50-0 victory for Argentina. Now, if that doesn't say Argentina are in some pretty good form, I don't know what would. My girl played netball today. Her teammate is the daughter of my competition, is my town's builder. Like, he's the most well-known. He always looks at me with that filthy look as I'm the new boy making noise. Says Marco there. I said, chokes, mate. Says Nazi. And also, hi, everyone. That's so good, Argentina, says Atanet. And there, you're doing it extremely well. I got Nazi unlimited battery. For the brr. Says Nate. And now Argentina, they have secured their spot at the Olympics like we already suspected. are getting themselves a total of 8 tries throughout this contest. Very impressive. Is it the URC final when you lose as the Stormers? I think that would be realistic. Cannot get rid of me that quickly, says Grant. It's good to hear. It's nice having you around for these streams. And hopefully we see you back about 2 minutes' time. That is a great transition. Not really, but we're working on it. Next live stream just around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. It will be the matchup between the USA and South Africa, Grant. South African supporter. Hopefully they do go all right. And if they do, they actually almost knock Fiji out of contention. So that would be a very important one to win. Nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. I will see you all in about maybe 1 minute time for the next live stream. See you all very shortly.